Okay. Should we do it?
Yeah. If you remember how.
But what if there is no tomorrow? There wasn't one today.
Fascinating.
Get away from her, you bitch!
Hi, Bruce.
I'm Batman.
Do or do not. There is no try.
Welcome to episode 167 of the Nerdfest podcast. This week's nerds are
John Farthing, Dan Watkins,
Peter Johnson.
Andy Chandler.
and I'm Hazel Chandler. On today's show, we will reveal our top 3 favourite things of the year, from movies to TV shows to books to music to games to gigs. There is so much to talk about, and we have a very special quiz for 12 films of Christmas. So let's start the show.
I like very much how I said this week's podcast.
Yes.
Given it's 9 months, I think, since the last one.
We've all been in the void for a while.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It's so lovely to see you again and to breathe fresh air. No, we took a short break, 10 months, barely a nap. It's fine.
It was the Oscars, I think, a pre-Oscar,
Yes.
and I was so upset at my film not winning. I refused.
Yes.
I don't think we ever found out.
No, it's been a tense negotiation between my lawyers, and we have a new contract, and I'm very pleased.
I've been waiting by the phone for 10 months
Yeah.
to find out how
John,
I did in the sweepstake.
Are you your own lawyer? And are you familiar with the phrase, the man who defends
Yes.
himself is an idiot?
I was trying to remember that phrase, yes.
Yeah.
As an idiot for a client.
Unfortunately, as part of the contract agreement, we're not allowed to talk about the outcome of the sweepstake. It's
Yeah.
You mean you haven't got the note?
Shh. No.
So how was 2025 for everyone?
I wasn't really paying attention.
You've stopped. Did you put? Was one of your favourite things was not reading the news anymore?
Yeah, officially I'm not allowed to recommend not reading the news, not listening to the news, not watching the
Well,
news.
that's
But it's
sound
my
advice.
favourite thing I've done this year.
Yeah.
I have no idea what the horrible, awful people are doing. I have no idea how close the world is to obliteration. And I feel peaceful as a result.
But we were in the pub last night. There was a misunderstanding, and you thought I was telling you that Rob Brydon was dead.
Yes. Yes. As far as we know, he's not dead.
I may have cursed him now.
Yes.
Have you learned nothing?
If Rob Brydon's listening,
Take some vitamins or something.
Yeah. Look both ways before crossing the road for the next few weeks, just to be on the safe side.
and if he's not listening, then, I mean, who cares if he lives or dies?
No.
And if anyone's listening, welcome back.
Yes. Hi, Mum.
Did you miss us?
We wanted to come back for a very special reason, our end of year special. To be honest, I think I'll be surprised by a few of your recommendations, because not doing the podcast has meant I haven't watched as many new things. I'm looking for some new recommendations to keep me going over Christmas.
Yeah, I missed the Saturday evening desperately watching something so I could talk about it. or something someone else had recommended, at least try and watch a couple of episodes of it so I knew vaguely what we were talking about. But I don't think it's been a classic year for stuff anyway. We found some bits and pieces, but there's not been like a massive thing that everybody's loved.
I think cinema I've not felt particularly inspired by.
Superman was good.
No, it wasn't.
Fantastic Four was very disappointed with.
I enjoyed Fantastic Four.
Here we go. Yeah, no, in terms of big cinematic events, we had a few nerd trips to like Superman and Alien Romulus and things like that.
That was last year.
That was last year.
Last year?
Yeah, was
Oh,
that-
Jesus
How
Yeah.
time
Christ.
flies.
I know. That's how long it's been.
Really?
84 years.
Yeah, I was looking through albums of the year, and all my albums of the year came out in 2023 or 2024. That's how up to date I am. Very useful for the podcast, yeah.
I mean, my favourite things I've done this year has been seeing Springsteen, but that's kind of true of every year, so
Yeah.
it isn't really valid for 2025 by itself.
Have you seen him 3 times this year, though?
Just twice.
Just twice. So that's 2 of your 3.
3 including the film.
Yeah, that's true. And there was a documentary earlier in the year.
So 4.
So I could cover my entire favourites.
4,
just
he's
with
trying to
Springsteen.
cut down.
And also the only good joke, I don't want to shit on the film for obvious reasons, but the only good joke in a otherwise very bad Spinal Tap sequel.
My favourite line in the Spinal Tap sequel was a Springsteen joke at the very, very end, and it made me laugh for about 20 minutes after the film. Yeah, I've been watching things this year. I just haven't had anyone to talk about them with.
Wow. Here is your vehicle. All right, so this is our top 3 favourite things of the year. So we're going to go round, start with number 3 on our list. I'm going to start with, as we normally start, with Daniel Watkins.
My number 3 pick for this year is the Netflix miniseries Death by Lightning. It comes from David Benioff and D.B. Weiss, who were the showrunners of Game of Thrones, who I think have a big contract with Netflix now. And you can tell because all of the Netflix money has been spent on recreating 1880s America.
Between them and Ryan Johnson for all the Knives Out stuff.
Yes. Yeah. They are taking advantage of the endless cash.
Why not?
But they've done something really interesting. This is a story that I didn't know anything about from America's history. And I'll paraphrase the helpful opening text that was at the start of episode 1, which is, this is the story, 2 men forgotten by history.
Wrap it.
No. Although it's very similar, because one was the president of the United States and the other one shot him.
Oh.
So this is the story of James Garfield, who was president for a very short time, about 15 years.
And the worst Spider-Man.
I mean, Andrew Garfield.
Yeah. He was all right. His films weren't good. Yeah, James Garfield is a president that most people haven't heard of. He was around about 15 years after Abraham Lincoln was assassinated.
You like this on, yeah.
And famously, not a cat.
Not a cat. Had no strong feelings about lasagna one way or the other, as far as I can tell. But he was this quite progressive, inspiring politician who didn't intend to be president, but was so passionate about what America should be trying to do that he got voted in anyway. Charles Guiteau is an absolute loser, at least as portrayed in this show, who convinces himself that he has helped Garfield to the presidency.
I'm a general, wee.
And he got very left out and ended up trying to kill him. And this is the story that takes place over 4 episodes. It's got an excellent cast. Michael Shannon is James Garfield. He's normally an actor who's got a bit of a dark edge to his characters, but the way he plays James Garfield is very warm, very inspirational, family man. He's somebody you could definitely see yourself voting for. Matthew McFadyen is Charles Guiteau, the assassin, and
see that.
He takes all of his weird bro loser energy from Succession and puts it into this 19th century character, and he's absolutely excellent in this show. And then the supporting cast, you've got Nick Offerman in there, Bradley Whitford is back in the White House, Shea Whigham's in there, Betty Gilpin's in there. Really, really good character actors all around over the course of 4 hours, telling a story that you more than likely haven't ever heard of, and it's very, very good. I think, Hazel, as a West Wing fan,
amazing.
You should
and
give
I
it a go.
haven't heard of it, so thank you. I'm going to watch this over Christmas.
I hadn't registered it. Has it been out long?
It came out early November, so fairly recently. And it kind of came out, it was on the front page of Netflix for a little bit, and then something new replaced it, and it dropped off. But I liked it enough to put it in my top 3.
Wow, amazing.
I was completely unaware of its existence until 5 minutes ago, which is strange for something that sounds quite a big budget with big names and creators.
Very much so.
But that's the Netflix thing, isn't it? Things just dropping and disappearing.
Yeah. All right, Peter, you're number 3.
My number 3 is Murderbot. So this is an Apple science fiction show adapted from the Murderbot Diaries, a series of 7 novels written by Martha Wells, and showrun by Chris and Paul Weitz, who direct American Pie, of all things. They also adapted the About a Boy movie and co-wrote Rogue One. The series tells from the perspective of a cyborg security unit owned by a futuristic megacorporation. Sec units have governor modules to control and punish them for any unapproved actions, but the ironically self-named Murderbot has hacked and disabled his module and just pretends to be a normal sec unit, living off the boredom of security work by watching his favourite soap operas. As he spends more time with humans and AIs, he develops genuine friendships and emotional connections, which he finds inconvenient and highly irritating. Alexander Skarsgård plays the robot, with and without his helmet on, with a very dry wit. After a battle at a mining colony, he's reassigned to protect a pretty shambolic bunch of hippie research scientists, who he initially protects only to avoid discovery, but over time they grow to trust each other. It has really short episodes, all under 25 minutes I think, but it's not a sitcom. It is very entertaining, keeps throwing interesting ideas in. I think you'd enjoy it, you'd find something to enjoy in it. It's available on Apple and has 96% on Rotten Tomatoes. Has anyone else seen it?
I saw the trailer and was like, no thank you. So not very helpful. It looked to me, and tell me if I'm wrong, I have a very low wacky tolerance, and the trailer made it look a bit wacky.
That's probably the trailer's fault. It's not really wacky, I don't think.
I was aware of it, but never got round.
Mhm.
Same.
Give it a try. That's all I can recommend.
Would Murderbot be added to a list of iconic movie robots or TV robots?
Maybe.
Would you put Murderbot up against any of the classics? Murderbot versus a Dalek. They're not robots. I know they're not robots. Don't write in.
I mean, RoboCop. Would Murdercop or a RoboCop be a better... No, Murderbot or a RoboCop be a better murderer or a better cop?
Is this a useful question to answer? I'm not sure it is. Really?
Yeah.
You can ignore him. We all do.
No, I think it's good fun. It's quirky is a bad word, but I'm looking for an alternative to it.
Yeah, quirky. I also have a low quirk tolerance.
I thought you would. That's why I was trying to avoid the word.
Off kilter?
Yeah, more that. It has a slightly weird, but interestingly weird sensibility, which is what I enjoy. And you're sort of unsure for a while, but the more you watch it, the more you understand how it works and get him a bit more.
Is it like a one and done, or are they planning another series?
It's like 7 novels and a couple of short stories, I think. So it's got plenty of source material if they choose to. But I think it's been renewed already, yeah.
Yeah. Andy, your number 3.
Is Flow, which was a film that was out earlier this year. Hazel?
Yes.
Oh, okay, right.
Sorry,
I'll
I
say
was
some more.
No, I just went, because I love this film. But
Yeah,
I'm
take it
right
away.
there with
I
you.
have a low heartwarming tolerance.
It's strongly implied, though it doesn't happen on screen, that every human being in the world is dead. So that might appeal to you, John.
Yes.
One of my favourite things about the film is that there are no people in it.
Yeah.
It's all
Yeah.
animals.
But also, dogs are the worst.
Ooh, no.
Oh, they're not the worst. They're just really thick.
That's true, actually. Yes, no, they're stupid rather than evil.
Benign. Animated film from Latvia. I think it won the Oscar for Best Animated Feature. Who cares about the Oscars? What a load of shite. The film's good, though. It follows Cat, who is a cat, set in a lovely, lush, beautiful world. There's houses and such around, but no people. Clearly something has wiped out all the humans. Cat is living a lovely little peaceful life in an old house, and then suddenly there's a cataclysmic flood, and Cat finds him or her or itself on a boat with a bunch of other animals, and just kind of has to learn to get on with them despite their differences. I'm sorry, John, it is heartwarming. But it's, you get a bunch of disparate characters all coming together in a crisis situation and learning to lean upon one another to survive. And it's that they go on a bit of a magical journey. There's a bit of religious allegory, which I didn't really like, but we'll leave that alone. But it's just really lovely. There's no dialogue in it. It's all told through visuals. It's animated, so no animals were placed in danger, but you will feel your heart drop several stories multiple times. It's just really lovely.
Yeah, it's a different kind of style of animation that we're used to. It looks nothing like a Pixar film, but I thought it worked incredibly well.
I think it was made using free open source animation
Yes.
software.
Yeah.
So kind of ultra low budget
Yeah.
in a way, but this is my number 1 film. I really loved it. That cat from its first meow had my whole heart, and I
Yeah.
don't think I've cared about any characters in any other film this year as much as I cared about the well-being of that cat.
Yeah,
I really
cat
loved it.
And all of its friends are they're really adorable, and you care about them, but without being trite. It's not kind of too Disney-fied, and you get into the world and you get into their plight, and it's a nice.
How do they communicate?
They make animal noises. They communicate very much as a cat and a capybara and a big white bird and all sorts would probably communicate if they're on a boat in the middle of a flood. Just body language and.
Yeah, you can always tell what is going on in all of their minds without requiring a big name celebrity voice
Yes.
to say it out loud.
It's a little different to most of the stuff you see, though, because it does it all without words, which is a nice difference. And very, very visual film, very beautiful film. And it's probably out on streaming somewhere. I think it's on Mubi. Don't hold that against it, John.
You can get it on Apple TV or it is on Mubi. Yes, it's streaming on Mubi, or you can rent it on all the other
That is
devices.
a rent on Apple TV, not included.
Yeah. But stream on Mubi. Who normally do like a cheapy Christmas offer, don't they, every year?
Hazel, you're number 3.
Yeah. Okay. My number 3 is the TV show Paradise, which I would probably describe as a political mystery sci-fi thriller-ish. It is created by Dan Fogelman, who created another show that I love called This Is Us. It stars Sterling K. Brown as a Secret Service agent who discovers the dead body of the president in what you think is the residence area of the White House, but this is not any sort of White House that we are familiar with. The characters that we see here are all living a brand new city under a mountain following an apocalyptic event above ground. So Dan Fogelman, his thing is to tell the story through both the present day and flashbacks. So alongside the murder investigation, you slowly learn what happened to the world before everyone moved underground, who got in, who didn't, and whether we actually know what happened to the people left behind. So this was very much up my street. Sci-fi was the one thing missing from the West Wing.
Do you not see the one where it turned out that the president was a murder bot?
I would not put this show on the same pedestal as the West Wing. It's not up there, but I just think it was really something really different, something really original. And it also, crucially, didn't let the sci-fi or the mystery element take over. This show was very much about the characters and down to like, there's just such a strong ensemble cast. The president is played by James Marsden, and Sterling K. Brown, I will watch in anything. I think he's marvellous. And I just really looked forward to new episodes each week, which I think is a strong barometer for a good TV show these days. So, yeah, loved it.
Yeah.
I love the way it isn't what you think it's going to be as well.
Yeah.
I heard a few people had a bit of a groan when the reveal came about, but I really liked it. It's been picked up for season 2, which I'm not sure where it's going to go because there's a very closed-ended story.
Yeah, I'll not. There was a teaser trailer released, but I'll not say what was in it because it'll spoil the end of season 1. But I think Dan Fogelman had a strong idea for a 2 series. That's how he got Sterling K. Brown on board. So I think the story may well be told in the second half. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm very much looking forward to seeing where it goes because it will be somewhere very different to the first season. John, you're number 3.
My number 3 is Bring Her Back, which is a Australian horror movie by brother directors Danny and Michael Filippo. They did Talk to Me a couple of years ago, which was okay, but wasn't brilliant. But Bring Her Back is a big step forward and one of 3 really good horror movies this year. It's been actually a good year for horror. It is a brother and sister. The sister is sight impaired. She's not completely blind, but she's, very, very limited sight. And their parents die and they are taken to a foster parent who is played by Sally Hawkins.
Well, that's nice because she's Paddington's
mum. She's Paddington's
and
mum.
This is going to be wholesome,
what
right?
What could possibly go wrong? But it turns out she's harbouring deep, dark secrets and is psychotic, basically. Let's put it that way. But it's really, really good. Sally Hawkins is brilliant in it. Kind of similar to, we're going through Paddington cast members who've been good in horror films. Hugh Grant in Heretic. That kind of, you're very good British national treasure, getting the chance to, show a very dark side. The girl who plays the daughter is sight impaired herself, which I think is very good in terms of representation. It's very twisty. It's very nasty and gory. It's not a family-friendly horror. Has a real nasty edge to it. Never goes quite where you expect, and I really, really, really enjoyed it.
Sounds scary.
It's not a recommendation for Hazel or for Dan, but for the rest of you, I would highly recommend it.
Has anyone else seen it?
No. Not a big horror fan, but the stuff I've really liked has been the sort of creative, intelligent stuff. Like Substance was great, for instance, and another one John's going to cover in a little bit. And that's the sort of stuff rather than stabby. Mm-hmm. Oh my God! That's not the type I enjoy.
There's a few moments.
I don't mind the stabby if there's a good bit story and creativity around it.
There's a few moments in it with another child in it that I had to look away from the screen, and it takes a lot for me to have to look away from the screen.
That is
Being raised from birth to watch horror movies, as we have covered before.
Yeah, that's a worry, John.
I think it might have been a 15, but if that's the case, I've no idea how the fuck it got a 15. I've just realised I don't have in my top 3 my favourite horror film of the year. Oh no!
Hastily rewrite it. We're on to number 2, Dan.
Okay, my second pick I'm going to the theatre for, which is a play I saw this summer called Stereophonic. It's set in the mid-1970s in California, where a band is trying to record their new album.
I've heard rumours it's similar to another band.
Well, those rumours might be for copyright reasons or other legal issue related things. Nothing to do with Fleetwood Mac making that album, but it's quite similar. So they're gathered together in the recording studio. There's a couple of techs there. Some members of the band are in relationships with each other. Some of those relationships are going downhill. One of them is a perfectionist who's trying to get the exact right sound. Things get frustrated. Time keeps going on. They're struggling to make the music they know they want to make. And you're in the studio with them. And that's what it feels like. No matter where you are in the theatre, it feels like you're part of it. And it's almost like you're intruding on these conversations that you shouldn't be hearing in between the recording sessions. It's not an immersive play in the sense of they're all around you interacting with you, but it feels like you're right there with them. It's a long play. I think it was about 3 hours, but it didn't feel like it. It just felt like you were part of this recording process, and by the end you just really want to hear the album. And at the back of the stage they have effectively a soundproof recording studio. All the cast knew how to play the instruments of their characters, and you hear them playing the songs from the album as they try and record it. The songs are really good.
Does the album exist? Could you buy it in the foyer or?
There is a cast recording which has the songs that you hear them trying to record in the play. So you might hear take 22 of a song called Bright, but you'll also hear take 1 of that same song. So they haven't created an album to go with it, but they wrote the songs that feature in the script. It would be really interesting to read the script to understand where all of those bits and pieces come into it. It was a long process, I think, getting it to the stage, but it won all the Tony Awards when it was on Broadway. I think it struggled for an audience in the West End a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think it's because when you say the name of the play, everybody thinks of the Welsh band from the late 90s, which wasn't a problem in New York.
Yeah.
But in the UK, you hear Stereophonic, you think of the Stereophonics, and it's nothing to do with them at all. It's really, really good.
Have I told my Stereophonic story on the podcast?
The play or the Welsh band?
The Welsh band. We saw them at a festival a couple of years ago, and Louise had had a few drinks. And at the end of the show, they did whatever the famous song is. They did all the fireworks, and Louise that's what I was like, "You don't deserve those fireworks."
Stereophonic, the play does deserve the fireworks.
So my friend went to see it and said he thought it was half an hour too long. He thought it dragged in the second half, but you didn't feel that.
I like the second half more than the first half. The mileage may vary, I guess.
Do we know, are there plans to film it?
I haven't heard anything. It has closed in London now, but I don't quite know how it would tour as a stage show, but a filmed version would be really good. I think it would work very well in that fake band makes an album kind of way, and that is a genre I'm always quite partial to anyway.
Yeah.
So I would happily watch a screen version. But for now, have a listen to the cast recording. If you enjoy reading play scripts, I think this would be a really good one, and look out for it coming back to stage at any point.
Yeah, I really want to go and see it, but as you say, it didn't run that long, did it, in the end, which was a shame. I didn't get to go.
All right, Peter, number 2.
Yeah, my second choice is Department Q. Now, Down Cemetery Road was expected to be the follow-up to Slow Horse's success, being based on the same writer, Mick Herron's earlier series, but didn't really hit home. It wasn't so edgy, it was a bit overlong, and the characters were uninteresting, so it really just didn't hit.
The first 2 episodes were really good, and then it just fell off a cliff.
Exactly. But what I would recommend instead to people who like Slow Horses is Department Q. This is a Netflix TV show based on a series of 10 Nordic crime novels and subsequently movies, but for this telling it's been relocated to Edinburgh. Matthew Good plays Detective Carl Mork, returning to police work after being badly wounded in a shooting. His colleagues all think he's a bit of an arrogant dick. The Scottish government puts up a substantial budget for a new unsolved crime unit, but his boss diverts all that money to her own department and instead puts him in charge of it and sticks him in the basement with a team that consists of a Syrian former policeman who's technically a civilian but has a shady past, and a naive but likeable junior WPC. And the series follows their first case of a court prosecutor who mysteriously vanishes from a ferry just after losing a high-profile murder case. The similarities to Slow Horses are probably the underdog misfit team and an antisocial snarky leader who still has great instincts and somehow gets the job done to his superior's irritation. The movies based on the same source works are the first, second, fifth and 11th top-grossing Danish movies. The series can be found on Netflix and was renewed by them for a second season earlier this year. So I think it's good. It's
Matthew good.
Yes. Yeah. Has anyone else seen it?
This is the one with swervy puppets, isn't it? No, that's Avenue Q. Sorry.
Oh.
So you do a crossover.
Tried it, didn't get on with it.
Oh, right. Okay.
I think for me, everyone was just that little bit too unlikable.
Okay.
Everyone was a bit too much of a dick. It got rave reviews. Everyone enjoyed it that I know. I've had it recommended to me lots of times, similar to Paradise, but we gave it a try and just did not click with it.
How did you find its Edinburgh setting?
Accurate.
Okay.
Grey and often quite grim, but there are some nice bits.
Yeah. Normally anyone who lives in a place that they film will be, they walked the wrong way up this road and things like that.
There was a huge billboard for it on Princes Street for a couple of months in the lead up to it coming out. So Edinburgh as a city seems to have been very happy with it.
All right.
The lack of likability in characters kind of worries me a little bit because that put me off Succession. I watched about 4 episodes of that, and not only did I recognise some former colleagues in those characters, I was just like, there is no redeeming trait in any of them, and I'm sure there probably was as the episodes went on, but
not in Succession.
No? Okay.
But, I think where Slow Horses gets the balance really, really well is people like Jackson Lamb, Gary Oldman's character, can be absolute dicks, but there is a level of humanity in there. Yeah. He's not a complete dick the whole time. Whereas the impression I got from Mork is this may be revealed later on, but I'm not going to get far enough in to find out. Everybody in that show was just being a dick to everybody else all the time. There wasn't anyone for me to latch onto.
The other people on his team aren't.
Yeah, but 2 episodes in, I'd barely met them. And I wasn't going to keep sticking around in case it got good. And that's a wider thing for me in TV this year, is shows where people go, just hang on till episode 5 or episode 7, it gets really good then. I'm not going to sink 5 or 7 hours into something waiting for it. I think it's got to be good in episode 1 and get me straight away for me to carry on watching it these days. Because there's just so much to watch, Peter.
I mean, part of the problem sometimes if you're spending your first episode setting up, I'm not a big fan on flashbacks. So I don't like when they start somewhere and then have to rewind to set the thing up.
I love it.
I'm sure I talked about this before. It's my pet hate when it goes like 12 hours early.
It's an Aaron Sorkin thing, so I love it. And Paradise is all about that. You build the story from multiple angles.
Oh, word for Paradise. I don't hold it against that one, but just often it seems a bit lazy. But I think both this and maybe to some extent Murderbot suffer from. Murderbot has a thing where you see him sort of being a battle droid for a little bit at the beginning.
A Murderbot.
Yeah. And that's quite atypical. It's only when he meets the rest of the team later on the episode that you appreciate what the series is.
Yeah. And I'm sure Department Q is a similar thing. And I think people who like that kind of gritty, down and dirty Nordic crime sort of thing will really like it. But it wasn't for me personally. Good coats, though. He had very good coats.
You need that in Scotland.
You do.
Andy, number 2 for you.
Is Grand Theft Hamlet. This is a little bit of a weird one. Now, technically it came out last year, but get off my back.
Boo!
It debuted at some film festivals in 2024. It has a limited cinema release towards the end of the year, but it became more widely available on streaming in 2025. That's where I caught it, so I'm counting it. Leave me alone. It's a strange one. It's a documentary. It's entirely shot or captured, I don't know, within the world of Grand Theft Auto Online, the online video game world thing. And it's set during lockdown. It's in 2021, and some out-of-work actors, for some reason not very busy during lockdown, decide to stage a production of Shakespeare's Hamlet within Grand Theft Auto Online, which is very, very peculiar. And the joy of the film, it's quite short. I think it's about 90 minutes, but it's very humorous. The joke of Hamlet juxtaposed against this gigantic, bombastic, wacky world where you've got people flying around in helicopters and shooting rockets at each other and crashing cars all over the place, and police coming in and killing people. That joke doesn't wear thin, really. It's just joyous and weird and different. There's a great deal of sincerity as well in the people. They're trying to stage this thing because they're kind of devoid of meaning at that time. They had no outlet for either their kind of professional energies or kind of, well, as we all remember, lockdown, you always felt kind of trapped, and it's just a way for them to have something to work towards and a bit of purpose. And again, that juxtaposed with all of the crazy outfits and the guns was great fun.
There's some vulnerable moments that they reveal. I mean, they're in character, and it's like, somebody in a crazy kind of costume just confessing that he's having a really hard time in his personal life, or spending too much time in this world and not enough time with his wife and kids. Yeah. So it's really interesting.
Yeah, there's some real pathos in it. There's one little thread, the idea of, I suppose, our main guy, who has a name. I didn't write it down. I can't remember. Sorry about that.
Hamlet?
Sure, Mr. Ham. Yeah, his wife logs onto the game to come talk to him because he's not spending enough time with her in the real world and such. And maybe that was completely real. Maybe it was slightly staged for the film. It felt a little bit stagey.
I was going to say, like, how much of this, as a documentary about the making of something, that's how much of it is done subsequently and edited in, or is it all?
I don't know genuinely, but from what we watched, it felt like it was all coming together in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
There's a very funny bit early on where they're gathered at, can't remember what the concert arena is called in Los Angeles, but they're kind of gathering here and talking about the idea, and they put out feelers for people to come and join them. And they're like, hey, we're putting on a version of Hamlet, and then couldn't get the words out before they get shot to death. It feels like genuinely put together, but I'm sure that's the way that they wanted it to come across.
I imagine documentary may not quite describe what it is, because it is just one kind of contiguous time frame. There's no kind of central narrator, or it's not told as if here is this footage we are presenting to you. It is just effectively just a film.
Mm-hmm.
So documentary maybe gives it the wrong impression, but it's weird and it's fun, and
so fun.
Yeah, I've not seen anything else quite like it. Just different, and this year I've wanted different. I've wanted escapism.
Could you do that review again, but in iambic pentameter?
Sure. What is iambic pentameter?
What they done speak in Hamlet.
Forsooth. What? Oh, wait. Don't you mean Danish?
That as well.
I will not do that for reasons of possibly being racially insensitive to the Danes.
Yeah, I think that fits.
All right. My number 2 is the game Split Fiction. This might be my most favourite game that I have ever played on the PlayStation, which is saying a lot considering Spyro exists. It is multiplayer only, and they really lean into that. So we have 2 main characters, Mio and Zoe. They are very different people, but they have one thing in common, which is they love to write. Zoe loves writing fantasy, Mio loves science fiction. So the basic story is they arrive at a company called Radar Publishing because they think they're going to get their stories published. But what ends up happening is the CEO, who is like all of the evil tech bros like combined into one, he puts them into this simulation saying, it's going to change the world. This type of technology is going to change creative writing. And Mio smells a rat and tries to run, but she ends up in Zoe's simulation. And together they got to try and navigate this sometimes fantasy world, sometimes science fiction world, and try and quite literally reclaim their narratives. So it is a brilliant adventure game in both of those worlds. We have played it twice through. Once I played as Mio, you played as Zoe, and then we swapped. We're on our 3rd run through. It's got some amazing side quests. So, like, I'm trying to think, like one of the stands out is Mio's 5th birthday party, where the characters are teeth and they're jumping around on donuts and cake. And then they get chased by this dentist, which reminded me of the Wheelers in Return to Oz. Dan just shuddered, yeah. There's also the first story that Zoe ever wrote was about the time when she found out how sausages get made.
Say no more.
Say no more. So, yeah, I just loved all the imagination. And I think it's being made into a film. That Sydney Sweeney maybe playing Zoe. I'm not sure who Mio is yet. But I'm slightly worried for the film, but the game is incredible. I love it.
Yeah, me too. I've really, really enjoyed it. It's so imaginative. The gameplay's wonderful and has some elements that I've not come across before. It's huge fun and really, really engaging.
Mm-hmm.
I found at times, initially, I thought the story was, or some of the story elements, some of the lines of dialogue were a bit cliche, a little bit kind of ham-fisted. But as you get into it more and more, I think that's partially deliberate, considering the characters are unpublished writers and we're experiencing the worlds that they've created.
Mm-hmm.
But everything just gains more and more depth and you get really emotionally connected to the characters. It just gets better and better as it goes on. It's so varied, both in kind of appearance and in the style of gameplay. It's a really, really good experience.
You say there's no single player mode?
No, it's either
Two-player or
online or just, locally.
Yeah, we have this game. I really enjoyed playing it. It'd probably be my pick for my favourite game of the year. We haven't finished it completely yet. Currently, we are long-term stuck on a level that is half boss battle and half puzzle, which are respectively mine and Amy's least favourite parts of games. So the motivation to go back and get past the boss battle / puzzle to get to the next fun bit is holding us back a little at the moment, but it's been really fun to play a game that is 2-player, it's co-op, you're in the same room playing the same game. So many quote-unquote multiplayer games these days just mean go online and lose to some 12-year-olds, which I'm terrible at online gaming. I had to go at Star Wars Battlefront online once.
Yeah, but you were trying to perform Hamlet.
Yes, I know. And they wouldn't listen to my soliloquy. But yeah, things like Battlefront, even things like Crash Team Racing online, I'm not good enough to play games online.
I think you are.
Like Ian Mayer talks about playing Fortnite all the time. It sounds like loads of fun, but I would just get killed constantly.
Yeah.
But Split Fiction, you're in the room, you're working together, and you're playing multiplayer, and it's like the good old days of the PS1 multi-tap, where 4 of you could plug in and play at the same time, and it's really lovely for that.
I'm always apologising to Andy because I always I mess it up way more than he does. I'm so sorry. I just died. Okay, I'll try again.
I'm very sad that I probably won't get to play this because Louise just doesn't do computer games. She'll watch me play a computer game with a narrative and enjoy the narrative, but she just can't get her head round
Well, one of us who owns the game really should invite you around to play.
We should, yeah.
or play online.
Not it.
You can come and watch us from behind our sofa.
I've already done that.
Behind the sofa.
All right, John. What's your number 2?
Number 2, what shall I go for? I went from having nothing yesterday to about 6 or 7 things that I really enjoyed. I'm going to do a TV series. I think I'll do Pluribus.
Oh, great.
Which is the new TV series from Vince Gilligan of Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul fame. And it's a return to sci-fi because he started off many, many years ago as a writer and later exec producer, I think, on the X-Files, and he wrote some of the best X-Files episodes.
Didn't he also write Hancock, the weird superhero movie with Will Smith?
I don't know, did he?
I think so.
There was a first draft of that film that was much better, much darker. Then Will Smith came on board and ruined it, from what I understand. And yeah, that's an aside. This is, I'm going to pronounce her name wrongly, I think probably Rhea Seehorn.
That's how I've heard it pronounced.
Who was Kim in Better Call Saul and has been in a lot of things over the years. I think Better Call Saul is a thing that made her famous. She was in a sitcom with Alicia Silverstone that was so bad that they filmed 6 episodes of it, none of which have ever been seen. And she's a very grumpy fantasy author, so I guess we tie back into a split fiction. She writes these romantic fantasy novels with a pirate, and she's very successful, but she kind of thinks the novels are beneath her. She's a kind of very, very grumpy person. And then the entire world is taken over by kind of a alien plague. I don't quite know how you describe it. That makes all the world, apart from 12 people, into one consciousness that is very lovely and nice.
Like a nice Borg.
Like a nice Borg. She's tasked with, I think the tagline is, saving the world from happiness.
Your perfect mantra.
My perfect mantra. It's a really unique idea. The idea of the alien invasion body snatchers you think would have been done to death, but the fact that these are not necessarily the bad guys, although it's not clear. And also this one person trying to save the world whilst not particularly wanting to. It's very Vince Gilligan in that it has a slow pace in some episodes. So if someone is undertaking a task, you will see that task done step by step over a few minutes.
It's always an odd thing because it sounds like that would be boring, but it
Yeah.
isn't in practice, is it?
No, it's difficult to describe it. It kind of remains intriguing, and you're never bored. But it is slow paced in places deliberately. It's really, really funny as well. It's not. Would you describe it as a comedy, Peter? You've seen this.
It feels like it's funny accidentally, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
As in, it's her frustration and irritations that's funny, rather than she's trying to tell jokes.
Yeah, and there's one of my favourite cameos. I won't spoil it, but there's a very, very funny cameo towards the end of the series, which I enjoyed a lot. But it's probably my favourite thing on TV this year. There's one episode left. I think it's already been picked up for 2 seasons, and it's intended to go for 4.
And this is an Apple.
This is Apple TV. And again, there is a big chunk of Vince Gilligan spending Apple's money. I think we talked about that with Netflix. There's some incredibly expensive scenes that are just there for a gag or...
Like 100 people putting all the things back in the supermarket or something like that, which is a sheer organisation to do that.
Yeah, and kind of flying around the world and things like that. So it's beautifully shot. It looks great, and I really, really enjoyed it.
So this is ongoing at the time of recording.
Yes.
What are the chances that a final episode might mess things up? And is it good enough to be able to binge watch if, say, you've missed the boat on it and haven't been watching week to week?
Definitely good enough to binge on. I'm not expecting a finale that wraps things up because, as I say, it's already picked up for season 2. I'm expecting a cliffhanger, and I'm okay with that. There's another character's journey that's happening concurrently, and I think we're going to see them meeting at the end. I think that's going to be the setup for season 2.
It sounds really good. We should probably give it a try.
Great.
I have a question that is a really minor point, but it's the kind of thing that could annoy me if it's not done well. You mentioned that there's 12 people in the world who are not taken over by the alien happiness plague.
Yeah.
Is there a good explanation for why those 12 are not? Or is it just coincidentally, there happen to be 12 people who aren't, carry on?
No, that's part of the
That's part of it,
mystery, I would say.
Okay.
There is a biological explanation. I'm trying not to spoil it, but it is a plot point and it's not annoying.
Good, right. I was worried that I was going to spend the whole time saying, but why aren't they impregnated? So, good, thank you.
In this world, would Patrick Stewart have been taken over by the hive mind?
Yes.
He has no luck.
And Riker would have killed him without a second thought.
Tom Hanks?
Tom Hanks, yes, he would have been, yes, also.
You hate Tom Hanks?
I don't hate
How
Tom
can
Hanks.
anyone hate Tom Hanks?
I don't
Good
hate
question.
Tom Hanks as a person. I
Anyone
hate
with a soul.
most of his choice of film roles.
Do you think if everyone's in like this huge happiness hive mind, it would be like you attending an audience of a live show by Phil from Somebody Feed Phil? Would you feel like Ray Seahorn in that scenario?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Do
Analogies.
you have any more thoughts? Because I know I think it's probably one of your favourite things as well.
I just thought it was great. I think, especially if you like Better Call Saul, which is slightly more like, I think anyone who enjoyed that would enjoy this, without question.
We have come to our number one pick, our number one thing from 2025. Dan.
My number one is obviously Andor. obviously. Yeah. Andor returned for its second and final season in April and May this year. 4 chunks of 3 episodes each, telling the story of 4 years leading up to the events of Rogue One and then Star Wars. And it picks up the story where Season 1 left off. Season 1 of Andor was one of my favourite Star Wars of all the Star Wars. And Season 2 maybe doesn't quite match it. For me, there were a few clunky bits in the second season that I didn't feel were present in Season 1. But the good bits were so good that I still give it all the stars in the galaxy far, far away.
Yeah, I think the first 3 episodes may have been the weakest. But
Yes,
really
I watched
did
those
kick in after
first
that.
3 and got a little bit worried of, was it lightning in a bottle with Season 1 and have they lost it? There were just some elements that didn't work for me
We were
at
worried
all.
for you. I
Yeah.
was like, oh,
Yeah.
poor Dan and his hopes and dreams.
Yes, they were wavering, but then the second block was a lot better.
Yeah.
The third block, I think, was the strongest
Yes.
one, with the events that take place on the planet Gorman in the middle of that and the aftermath of it. And I really liked the last block. In my weird Star Wars headcanon thing, and this isn't me commenting on it as a show, but this is sort of commenting on the story within the world of Star Wars. Rogue One did a lot of showing how much work and effort from a lot of people went into stealing the plans from the Death Star that allowed Luke to be able to make the shot and destroy it in the film. Those last episodes of Andor show the sheer amount of work and desperation that went into getting the rumors of a battle station that led to the plans to steal the Death Star
Yeah.
plans. Like, just if one spy hadn't been looking into the files of one supervisor in the Empire, sent the word on to somebody else who got it to someone else who almost got killed to get it to someone else, like all of these chains of events that led to that 1 in a million shot at the end of Star Wars. It's not a show that goes into the Force in depth, but within the story of the whole saga, it feels like there is this cosmic thing, just everything is leading towards that one moment, and it's on the backs of all of these rebels who have fought and died to get it there.
Yeah,
And it,
the
yeah.
relentlessness of what you have to do to stand up to an authoritarian
Yeah.
regime, which obviously has some connotations with what and everything that
That's
you have to
news.
do.
Hazel and Dina's news. No
Sorry,
news. No
there's
news.
no
Don't tell
no,
us.
no rising authoritarian regime at all.
Oh, that's a
Oh,
relief.
But no, I think it really did hit close to home on quite a few elements. Possibly the highlight for me was the Mon Mothma speech.
Yes, that's an excellent speech. And Andor was known for its monologues in season 1. There weren't as many of them in season 2, but Mon Mothma got an all-timer of a speech calling
Did I
out...
say Mon Mothra?
Louise will hear you.
I know.
Take care.
Sorry.
So yeah, she spread her wings and just devoured the Senate with
That
her
is a
words.
sequel I'd like to see. No, I went straight back and watched season 1 after it. Andor really got its hooks into me. It would have been my number 3, but I knew it was going to be on your list. I love this season.
One thing with it, I watched Rogue One straight after,
Mm.
and it makes Rogue One not as good.
Oh.
Because Andor is so deep, as all these levels, and talks about really serious things. It just made, going into Rogue One, it made Rogue One look a little bit simplistic in comparison.
I didn't go back and rewatch straight after. I intended to, and then never had the time. But yes, it's still top tier Star Wars for me. I haven't gone back and rewatched this second season, but I have some time over Christmas. Maybe I will, and maybe those first 3 episodes will work a little bit better for me. Yeah, I fully understood what they were trying to do in those first 3 episodes. It
was necessary, though, to see what happened to those characters
wasn't
afterwards.
sort of executed as well. But Block 3 particularly more than made up for
I
it.
think it's the best Star Wars.
I like a Star War.
I think it's better than the films.
And I don't think there's been a Star
All the
War since
films?
those Star Wars.
All the films, yeah.
All the films.
I love it. I loved season 2.
Even The Rise of Skywalker.
Okay, maybe not Empire, but...
Thank goodness. I don't have to kill anyone.
Okay.
I quite enjoyed what was the other Star Wars this year? With the little
Skeleton Crew.
Skeleton Crew. I enjoyed more than I thought I would.
Peter, you're number 1.
My number 1 is Alien Earth. This is a Disney show based on the Alien movies. It's from Noah Hawley, who I've been following for a while as the creator of Legion and the TV version of Fargo.
Ripley has just walked into the room.
As you mentioned, Alien.
You mentioned aliens and Ninja Pops.
It's set in 2120, just before the first movie, where a billionaire named the Boy Cavalier runs the newest of the 5 corporations that now control the Earth. He's created a group of experimental hybrids, androids which don't use AI but a real human consciousness, transferred from a sick or disabled child into their body. A Weyland-Yutani spaceship bringing a collection of newly discovered alien species back to Earth crash lands in territory controlled by the billionaire, and he sends the hybrids in to retrieve them back to his island lab to exploit their unique abilities. The series really looks like something out of the Alien movies. You can see sort of design references through all of the stuff you see, crossed with somehow Jurassic Park for like the island setting and, you know, some of the storylines. And maybe the shared theme that messing with things we don't understand for commercial gain will usually end badly. In addition to xenomorphs, we get a terrifying series of other creatures. It's just an octopus-like thing with multiple eyes who implants himself into a victim's brain through the eye socket, then dries the body of its host like a fungus controlling an insect, which is just like such a revolting concept. The effects are all really great, apart from maybe a few shots that show too much of the alien. Timothy Olyphant continues the Alien tradition of having great androids.
Great hair.
Yes, and it's always good to see Adrian Edmondson in a supporting role as the bald security bastard. That should be his title. There are 8 episodes. It's available on Disney+. I thought it was really, really good. I'm not sure it quite concluded enough for me, but I'm very interested to see where it heads after that.
Because it is getting a season 2,
yes,
but it won't be for a while.
Well, this one took ages as well. This was in the works since something like 2019, but it was COVID and the SAG strike both delayed it years. Hi, Ripley.
Yeah, I thought it was a very good Alien. Episode 5, I think, was my favourite.
Was that the one, the kind of prequel one?
Yeah, we were talking about flashbacks,
yeah.
And this was an entire flashback episode, but that one was very tense, had some great moments in it, and worked as its own little mini Alien film just by itself.
I think I said at the time they could have put another 20 minutes in that and released it in the cinema as an Alien film, and everybody would have been happy.
But one of my favourite characters was a human character, played by Alex Lowther, Joe, which then reminded me that he had a really great moment in the finale of Andor, in the last episode, based on what he did in the first season. But that is, by the by, he had another good sci-fi year this year, appearing in that. I thought the hybrids were all very cool. I like that you were continuing your theme of scary robots.
Yes, and mega corporations as well.
Yeah, and the creepy eye thing is creepy eye thing.
It's a great idea, that one. I liked also when the kids have been transferred into adult android bodies, there's some great bits of adults acting like kids as well. That's really sweet and endearing.
Which is really hard to do well.
Yeah.
I thought that was going to annoy me at first, and then it didn't, so I was quite pleased with that.
All right. Andy, you're number 1.
Thunderbolts.
Oh.
This was one of 3 Marvel Studios superhero films that came out this year, and it felt a little bit different, a little bit fresher than most of the superhero fare that we've had for the last few years. I'm aware that everyone's not going to share the same opinion here, but I thought that Marvel Studios' cinematic output was pretty solid this year. I liked Captain America Brave New World. It wasn't amazing, but solid is the word that keeps coming back. I enjoyed Fantastic Four, but I thought Thunderbolts was something else. So for anyone that's not seen it, the premise is a bunch of anti-heroes, side characters from previous films kind of thrown together. They're kind of bad guys, and then they have to band together to help each other. Blah, blah, blah. This kind of thing. It's really character-driven. It's got clear characters, clear motivation. The story's engaging enough, and it rattles along nicely, but it's about the people. And something that is different to all of the other superhero films yet is that this is a film that is about something else other than punching bad guys. It's about depression. It's about mental health, and it's about the immense value in support from friends and family around you, being able to lean on other people in tackling mental health issues. That's the kind of thing that you just don't get in these films. And it still does all the action. It does it well. It does the humor. And occasionally Marvel's humor pisses me off. Thor Ragnarok.
How dare you?
I dare because I'm right. No, it has the same kind of humor in this film, but it manages to do it in a character consistent way. And therefore it works for me. It's when it's deliberately inconsistent that it doesn't work for me. This film is character first and everything else follows, and it's pointed, and it's what blockbuster filmmaking ought to be, to my mind. Is it does all the crowd-pleasing stuff, the stuff you can make toys out of, the stuff you can spin off into other films. It'll tick all the boxes that the Marvel producers will want, the guys in suits. But at the same time, it's got substance, and it's about the people, and I just think it's really, really well balanced. It's really engaging. I've seen it twice this year. Enjoyed it immensely both times, probably even more the second time, and I'm really, really thrilled with it. I have had a lot of joy from the Marvel films over the years, and sure, I think we're all feeling a bit of fatigue with them, but because this one is just a bit different, and it's a bit more weighty, and it's a bit more meaningful. And if you fancy a superhero film, but you just think, but they're all the same, watch this one. It's on Disney Plus, as they all are. But Thunderbolts is I think the best superhero film that anyone has put out for a good few years.
Yeah, I agree as well.
I need to watch it again because I saw it in one of the worst cinema screenings I think I've ever had in my life. It was dark, and it was so dark you couldn't see what was going on, and it was blurry, and
a lot of it does take place in an underground dark room. So
when it's a bad cinema screen, I literally could not make out what was going on for large chunks of it. So fuck you, Cineworld in the Gate in Newcastle.
I liked that it was smaller scale and more human, and I think all those things really played in its favour. She was great,
fantastic.
And she was fantastic in what's it
Hawkeye?
Called? Hawkeye is the thing I was miming to the rest of the podcast.
You look like you were miming a pervert in a park with undoing his Mac to show his.
Want to buy what?
But she was fantastic in that, and she's nearly as good in this. Whereas, say, Black Widow, the script didn't really do her any favours.
That's true.
Yeah, she was great. Lewis Pullman as Bob was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because there's extremes of that character that he has to play from one to the other, and he did a marvellous job. Oh, Marvel. He's back, right, for Doomsday?
They have all been announced as cast members for Doomsday.
But everyone has. I'm in it twice.
Yes, everyone is in Doomsday, whether they'll just turn up for 5 minutes at the start and then their universe gets blown up or something. I don't know, but...
They won't get 5 minutes.
No, they won't. It's generous. But I'm glad they all got a bit of time in this one. If I had the ability to punch the horrible thoughts that sometimes live in my head in the face repeatedly, I would take that opportunity. And
I mean, there's nothing stopping you.
Well, it was hurt.
But punching the evil thoughts isn't the way. It's a group hug is the way.
Yes.
This is true.
Oh, is it common knowledge now who's back? It was in the trailer.
Everyone's back.
But Steve Rogers is back as well.
I didn't know that, thanks.
Well, there's been a trailer.
Oh, I didn't know
a leaked trailer.
It was in front of Avatar.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. For the purpose of the audio, I'm shrugging.
In relation to Avatar?
No, in relation to the Avengers
Mm-hmm.
teaser. So, spoilers for a teaser if you're not going to go and see Avatar. But man rides motorbike along highway, walks into house, picks up baby, and it's Chris Evans as Steve Rogers.
Chris Evans is the baby.
And yes, and it says Steve Rogers will return, Avengers Doomsday, and that's it. So it's just like a multiverse variant of him, and it did nothing to get me excited for Doomsday.
Okay, my number one is a movie called I Swear.
Yes.
This is inspired by a real person called John Davidson. He has Tourette's. John is played by, Dan, you might have to correct my pronunciation of this, Robert Aramayo.
That's how I'd say it.
Okay, cool. In one of the most astonishing acting performances you'll ever see. This is it's not a spoiler because it happens right at the beginning of the film, but I'm saying this bit for a reason. It starts when he's about to receive his MBE from the Queen at the time. He is panicking because he's worried about swearing in front of her, and he's not sure that he wants to go in, and he's just like, oh, and as he takes his seat, fuck the Queen! He yelled out.
I mean, Andy says that on a daily basis, but
it's true.
That sets the tone because you are allowed to laugh in this film. It is a hard watch. There are some desperately heartbreaking moments, but there are times when John obviously involuntarily swears and says things like, I use spunk for milk. It's like, you are allowed to laugh. And that scene gives the audience permission to do so.
I do, and I hope you're all enjoying your teas and coffees I made for you.
Anyway, so we see John's life as I think he's 12 or 13, but it's when he first starts showing symptoms. And this is all set in Galashiels in Scotland. The misunderstanding and just the total lack of empathy with many of the people in his life, including his parents and his head teacher, was really, really, really hard to watch. We also see, and the majority of the film is his life in his kind of 20s and his formative years. And he's trying to navigate life when the world around him doesn't give him any space to do so. That is apart from Dottie, who is, like, I'm going to start getting emotional when I think about this woman because she's incredible. It's his best friend's mum, played by Maxine Peake. She invites him to live with him. And so John is swearing and then apologising for swearing. And Dottie says to him, John, we have a rule in this house. You never apologise for anything that you can't help. And that just got me. I was constantly in tears. There is also a wonderful performance from Peter Mullen, who plays this kind of mentor figure and helps John through some incredibly difficult moments in his life. I remember the first time I ever watched Forrest Gump. I'm not going to look at John. I was very young, but I remember refusing to believe that this person didn't exist. Like, it was portrayed by an actor, apparently called Tom Hanks. And this reminded me of how I felt then, because it is a heck of a performance from Robert Aramayo. He gave me all the emotions while watching it, and I actually felt my heart hurt several times during the film. So it isn't an easy watch, but it's also a very beautiful film because you're watching humanity at its worst, but you're also watching humanity at its best. Which is, when somebody has that empathy, when somebody takes the time to understand something that they might previously not understand, it just really left a mark. And so that's why it's number one on my list, because it's just stayed with me ever since I saw it.
So is this a true story or is it
Yeah. John Davison, real person. He is a activist, a campaigner, which you see some aspects of in the film.
I think he did a set of documentaries, maybe early 2000s, that are the reason why a lot of people are aware of Tourette's as a medical condition. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of it's down to him.
There was something called John's Not Mad or something like that, wasn't there? That was about somebody with Tourette's called John. Is that the same John or is that a different?
I'm not sure. I haven't heard of that, but sounds right.
I think it may be a bit early, maybe.
But yeah, I wanted to see this film. It sounded really good. Your reviews and Andy's as well, I think, were very, very praiseworthy. It sounds like he is locked in for a BAFTA. Yeah. At least. I haven't had the chance to catch it yet, but I think it's stuck around in cinemas in Scotland since it came out in September, October time, so might still get a chance to see it on the big screen. But it sounds like a very uplifting.
It is actually uplifting, definitely. Yeah. I've maybe lent towards more of the sad aspects, but definitely an affirming, because you kind of have to go to the sad places to be affirmed.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely gonna be a film that you feel something, apart from, some people.
Really, really touching, really, really warm. I echo everything you've said. I can't praise it highly enough. It is wonderful.
It is the John from the documentary John's Not Mad. It's
John Davidson.
John Davidson, yeah. So if you ever see that, it's very, very good. Just like in 1989.
Yeah.
And that was the documentary that kind of changed public awareness of Tourette's syndrome.
Because it's like a lot of the things that are said to him is because people believe that he was in control and he was doing these things on purpose. And there's a line from Peter Mullen where it's like, I don't think the problem is Tourette's. The problem is people not knowing about Tourette's. So he's done an awful lot of campaigning and activist work around that, and seems like an incredible man.
We once visited Tourette's in France.
Did you?
And the weird thing was, we walked into the village, and the very first thing was someone swearing at us from a window.
Okay, John.
Oh, I don't know what to do. I know I should have planned this in advance, but there's 3 films that I really, really like.
Well, you can tell us and we're going to help you pick.
That's why you got a top 3.
So there's 3 horror films that came out this year that I really liked, other than Bring Her Back, and they are Weapons, Sinners, and 28 Years Later.
He's going to find a way of putting 3 things as number 1.
Yeah, I'm going to go, I think...
I'll go Weapons, probably.
But do I want the one that's more interesting to talk about, or do I want my actual favourite, which I think was...
Your actual favourite.
My actual favourite was 28 Years Later, which I absolutely loved. I enjoyed the first one way back in the day. 28 Days Later, 28 Weeks Later with Robert Carlyle. I think Danny Boyle didn't direct and I didn't love as much. But this one is just really, really great and full of ideas. So we are 28 years after the, I'm going to call it the zombie plague or the infection. And it has been battled back from Europe and contained within Great Britain, which is now a pariah and cut off from the rest of Europe.
John, no news.
Yeah.
No.
It's subtle. It's a subtle allegory. That's what it is. And basically, Holy Island, which we know from up here, is kind of off the coast of the north of England.
Also known as Lindisfarne.
Lindisfarne, yeah. So there are a group of people on Holy Island living a kind of traditional life, cut off from the mainland. And every so often they have to go to the mainland for supplies and so on. And when they do so, obviously they come across the infected and people who are probably worse than the infected, other humans that are around in England. It stars Aaron Taylor-Johnson and Jodie Comer, both doing very good Geordie accents. I was very impressed. And they have a child who is played by Alfie Williams, who is an absolutely amazing performer. I think it's his first role, maybe. He's astonishing in it. His mum is ill, and he thinks that he can go to the mainland to try and find a cure for his mother's illness, and grim shenanigans ensue. So what you've got is a really, really good kinetic horror movie, really well directed, lots of good frights, but then also just this, I'd say not massively subtle, but an allegory for a broken Britain and an alternative Britain, because what they play with a lot when you watch it a second time is you go, well, this is 28 years ago.
Everything stopped culturally. So the TV shows and the movies, none of the last 28 years happened, essentially.
In one scene where the entire audience went, oh, where I saw it is the Sycamore Gap was there.
Oh, no.
The Sycamore Gap tree was there. And I don't want to talk about the ending, but then in that context, it kind of reads a bit differently. Have we all seen it?
I think, and I think it's in the zeitgeist now in terms of what's happened.
If you haven't seen 28 Years Later yet, go and watch it. Be baffled at the last 90 seconds of the film and come back.
You texted me, didn't you? I think, and you were like, you were going to see it.
I didn't think they had done what they did, and Amy had to explain to me that they did do what I thought they did, and I couldn't conceive that they would have done what they did, but they did do what they did.
See, I've not seen it, but John did tell me what happens at the end in the pub, and I didn't believe him, and I still don't believe him.
I think you probably do have to believe him in this case, as unbelievable as it might be. That is how the film ended. It did confuse me.
It will be dealt with in the next one, which is coming out in January and is directed by Nia DaCostas, who is an amazing director who got fucked over by Marvel.
And that second film, The Bone Temple, is being released 28 weeks later than 28 years later.
That's right,
I think deliberately.
Okay.
I would hope so.
I mean, the one thing that I had with it was, we talked earlier, you talked about the geography of Edinburgh being good in Department Q. They walk from Holy Island through Kielder Forest via the Angel of the North and the Sycamore Gap in about 6 hours with a very, very ill person.
The North.
Yeah. But yeah, I absolutely loved it, and I wasn't sure going in whether I would or not. But it's Danny Boyle's great, isn't he? Danny Boyle makes films with ideas, and I really, really enjoyed it.
I enjoyed the later sequences where they meet. Is it Ray Fiennes?
It's a very film of two halves kind of film. Like the first half is high octane chase, infected trying to eat you. The second one slows the pace right down. It gets a lot more thoughtful. It introduces lots of ideas about the nature of things. And then it ramps it right up in the last scene again.
But it's very, I mean, it's a film about Brexit and broken Britain with zombies.
Well then.
Now then, yes.
Oh God, no.
Oh no.
Just for me, every time you said the words Holy Island, I heard that in the voice of Ronnie James Dio, though.
I did hear that a lot of people from around the world were Googling whether it was a real place after the film came out.
Right.
Well, we knew when it was being filmed because it was being filmed around where we live. They took over like a hotel in the city centre, and they did film it on Lindisfarne on Holy Island. But it was a pleasant surprise to see that that's actually where it was set in the film, rather than them just using it as a backdrop.
I do wonder, because obviously in the UK we are aware of this man who was referenced at the end of the film, but in America, around the world, will they
I don't know.
get it? I've no idea.
But maybe you don't need to.
Maybe you don't need to.
No.
Yeah.
But it's interesting to say, we talk about like he was a national hero at the time. He was like a national treasure, and you kind of go, "This is
There's
sick."
no
People
Me
are-
Too. And no.
people are going, "No, is it the really sick dressing up as that?" But maybe he's, it never came out.
Yeah.
So
All right. Well, it's a good place to end.
Said the filmmakers of 28 years later.
Yes.
yes.
So that is all of our recommendations. Or is it? I have a message from Ian Mayer.
Oh no, he's in the void.
He's still in the void. It took
He's
us
still
10 months to
avoiding us.
get out, but Ian is still in there.
He's making Christmas cakes, I believe. Going by the pictures he's just sent me.
He says, "Hello, my good nerds. Love you all." Quite like
We
you.
know.
Sorry I can't be there today. I am preparing all the Christmas dinner stuff. But for the record, here are my nerdy recommendations of the year. Let's see how they line up with yours. I actually think it's been a pretty good year for superheroes. Marvel had 3 movies out and nearly 2 of them were good. Superman was fantastic.
No, we can stop here.
No.
Yeah, I agree.
And at this point, I remind Andy Chandler that I won the Oscars sweepstake.
Oh, do find out how it
Yes.
ended.
So my opinion is the correctest. No, it's not. My biggest shout out goes to K-pop Demon Hunters.
Yes.
Anyone seen that?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Very, very successful film for Netflix. Like, phenomenally successful for Netflix.
Biggest hit to date, apparently. Ian says, I think that was a superior original superhero movie. And it's going to create a new generation of nerds, and particularly nerd girls, for years to come. Down with the patriarchy. That was me. Quick note
I think
on...
we knew that.
Quick note on Alien Earth, Peter. So Alien Earth is a pretty flawed recommendation, but I had a lot of fun with it. It was funny to see Alien on the small screen. I would say that if every character survives and the most interesting bit is a sheep, you've probably missed as an alien story. But it was way better than Romulus. Romulus did come out this year.
No.
Yes.
No.
I thought it was
No.
late 2024.
Summer 2024.
Whatever.
Who needs to remember that anyway?
And definitely the thing we spoke most about as a group, and on the whole, I really enjoyed it. My final hit of the year came right at the end. Knives Out, Wake Up Dead Man was the best Benoit Blanc film. Interesting. It had beautiful filmmaking, a great cast, and was a fine whodunit. Me and Alison really enjoyed it. Thus ends Ian's recommendations.
I enjoyed I watched the new Knives Out a couple of days ago, and I enjoyed it.
It was all right.
Bit long and flabby just in its second half, maybe.
Yeah.
I think it was better than the second one.
Yes.
The
Yeah.
Edward Norton one.
The second one's better on a second watch. We went back and watched the first 2, and I enjoyed the second one more than I remembered.
I enjoyed the second one much more than most other people tell me they enjoyed it.
I didn't see the second one. The third one irritated me less than the first one.
The second one's much more a broader comedy than the other 2, I would say.
I will never watch it.
the guy playing the priest I thought was really good in the third one.
Josh
By which I mean
Josh
both of them,
O'Connor.
actually. Both the people playing a priest, because...
Kurt Russell.
No.
The other one.
Josh Brolin.
Josh Brolin.
Yeah, Josh
yes.
Brolin I thought was really good. But he's been in so many things this year.
He's just got hair and beard like Kurt Russell in The Thing. I think that's where my brain's gone.
But to pick up some of Ian's other mentions there, if you are in fact the only 4 people in the world who haven't seen K-pop Demon Hunters yet,
Hello.
We are.
Hello.
you should give it a go. The
for the
animation
brothers
is
table.
brilliant. The
Damn.
songs are great. There is a very good cat or
Okay.
cat adjacent creature
I'm in.
to it. It's really good fun. And if you have any relatives who are age 10 and under, chances are they have seen it lots of times already.
Yeah, my nephew loves it.
Yeah.
Any other brief honourable mentions?
Yeah, well, one of my favourite superhero things right at the start of the year was one of the Marvel animation series, which was Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man.
Oh, that was good. I'd forgotten about that, yeah.
That was this year and was very good fun indeed. If you want a good Spider-Man story that doesn't have to involve multiverse shenanigans, I would give it a go. And also this year, we went to the Infinity Saga concert, which was an orchestra playing scores from all of the Marvel films from Iron Man up to Endgame, showing scenes from the films as they were playing it. And it was an excellent reminder of just how good some of those first three phases of Marvel really were, how they all built around each other and ended in that huge Infinity War Endgame double
That they
bill.
still haven't recovered from.
That they still haven't recovered from.
Yeah.
You kind of leave going, oh, do you remember when those films were all good?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, as Ian says, it has been a decent super year.
Did you want to mention Sinners?
Yeah.
We've all seen that, haven't we?
Yeah, I think Sinner and Alcaraz both had a good year on the tennis circuit, didn't
Oh
they?
yeah, some great bouts. Yeah.
Very much
Yeah,
so.
Paul Sinner had some good stand-up sets. That was fun. Yeah. No. So probably my favourite scene in any film of the year wasn't in any of my recommendations, but the dance scene in Sinners.
Yeah, that was great.
Where basically they're in a juke joint and you get the history of black music all interacting with each other, and it was just beautifully shot and amazing. The film overall was really, really good. Dragged a bit at the end, maybe, but
yeah, I think so.
that scene was just beautifully done. And it's good that the guy, it's Ryan Coogler, isn't it?
Yes.
And interesting that he managed to get ownership of the film after a certain amount of time, which, given some of the themes in the film about cultural appropriation, seemed a very good thing.
Two brilliant performances from Michael B. Jordan as well. Absolutely incredible.
Yeah, like a vampire film, Sinners, I liked more the more I thought about it. As the year's gone on, it slowly climbed up the list of my favourite films of the year. I think it just needed a little bit of time in my head to think about itself. But I found the dragging part was actually at the start, setting everything up. But a few months down the line, thinking about it, there's nothing I would have taken out of that first half that would improve what the second half was.
It all comes back.
It all comes back. I think if I rewatched it now, it would probably continue to climb even higher up. It's a really, really good vampire movie.
I might like to rewatch it because I liked it. I thought it was very good, but I wanted to like it more than I did. I wanted to really love it, and I just thought that was really good.
Was it the cinematic experience and the fact that we couldn't see half of it?
Oh.
Maybe, yeah. I should have worn my contact
Bloody
lenses.
cinema again.
Was it an Odeon experience?
Yeah.
But I think it's one of those that's quite rich, and I reckon I'll get even more from it on the second viewing.
Definitely.
And I think the other horror movie, have we all seen Weapons?
Yeah, it's great.
No, but I've heard it's good.
It's the Magnolia of horror movies.
I have not seen Magnolia.
Okay. Maybe watch Magnolia instead. Magnolia's better.
Cool.
But it was a bit interesting, like a big step up for the director. I've liked Barbarian more, I think, which was the film he did previously. Lots of switching of tone, really, really well constructed. The reveal and the last half hour, I know it lost Louise. She was enjoying it up until the reveal, and I can understand why that might lose some people. But great performances and batshit craziness at the end is always a good thing.
I'll get my Springsteen mention in,
yes,
if that's all right, and talk briefly about Deliver Me From Nowhere, which is the film based on a part of Springsteen's life with Jeremy Allen White off of From the Bear playing Springsteen. Springsteen in the film is dealing by not dealing with issues of depression and issues from his childhood. It's not a perfect film. I wouldn't put it in my top 3, but some of the things about mental health in it were the most relatable of almost any film I've seen. The idea of being in what looks like a very successful place and just wanting to take yourself away, shut yourself off from it, getting hyper-focused on one very small thing and nobody around you really getting what you're trying to do, but you just being fixated on, no, this is what I'm doing, this will work, this will be great. Having that one person around you who can just break through all of that, be completely supportive without any judgment, and be the person who manages to convince you to talk to someone about what's in your head. And then there's a moment where this happens for Bruce. He goes to see a therapist for the first time. He's built all of these walls around himself. The therapist just asks that one right question. You see in Jeremy Allen White's face, the wall falls down and it just all comes out.
Mhm.
And I have been in that exact position, and he plays it perfectly.
Oh, wow.
It was Springsteen in his book talking about those moments that made me realize that I needed to do that myself. So yeah,
Mhm.
it's not a perfect film by any means, but the way they dealt with that
Yeah.
was spot on.
If you're not a big Springsteen fan and you don't know Nebraska as an album, will you get a lot out of it?
I don't think it matters, but I think if you're a Springsteen fan, you will probably forgive it, its flaws, more easily than if you're not.
Yeah.
If you went in going, I can't stand any of his albums and I think he's overrated, you're not coming out a changed person.
Oh, changed my mind entirely. by the
Yeah.
end of it.
I think it's on Disney now, isn't it?
Probably.
But you had Bruce Springsteen as your gig of the year as well.
I mean, I don't go to many gigs. Actually, based off the scene at the very end of Sinners with Buddy Guy playing, is how I found out about one of the other blues performers playing with him in that band. I went to see him at Kingfish Ingram in Glasgow in November. He was fantastic live, and I wouldn't have heard of him if it weren't for Sinners.
And you
So that-
stayed for that scene, which most of the cinema we were in didn't.
Really?
That was my
Oh,
favourite
wow.
scene in the film. But that was very good. But yeah, Springsteen,
Yeah.
as every year, was my number 1 and number 2 gig of the year.
Mhm. Radiohead for me.
Radiohead.
Yeah, as I called it, the Eras tour for middle-aged men with beards. But it was good to see them again and enjoying themselves. Like you could tell, as a band that have a reputation maybe for being a bit miserable and dour, they were really having a good time and
Radiohead,
dancing around the stage, getting people up and dancing, which was like, this is very unusual. But
Purely to annoy John, I described them as miserable Coldplay.
Wow.
So we've talked about gigs, but I mentioned one theatre experience from this year, which was really good. But I think a few of us in various incarnations went to see the live version of Inside Number 9, subtitled Stage Fright.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think we all generally enjoyed that.
My friend's seen it 12 times.
Yeah, I think we saw her on the way back in to go and see it again, didn't we?
In fact, I think 2 of my friends have seen it more than 10 times. It's got a real
I think
cult
this
of
says a lot
people.
about your friend.
Yes. But yeah, it was great. It took elements of the TV show, but then kind of remixed them in really interesting ways. And it's good to see something that was made for the theatre and plays with the form of theatre and performance. It would only really work as a live thing. I thought it was really, really interesting, but more important, like really, really funny and very scary in some places as well.
It's great fun. Great to see him up close as well.
Yeah, and a different guest every night. That was fun. So we had Joe McElderry in Sunderland and Neil Morrissey in London.
We got Little Alex Horne
Oh.
in London, which was very good because that was just before what I think is possibly my favourite ever series of Taskmaster. If not, it's definitely top 3.
Series 19 with Stevie Martin.
Stevie Martin,
Yeah.
Matt Bainton,
Yep.
Jason Mantzoukas,
Yep. Rosie Ramsey.
Rosie Ramsey, and Fatima El Ghori.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was an all-timer
That
series
was
of
brilliant.
Taskmaster.
We've rewatched it. It's incredible. We saw Stevie Martin comedy show a couple of months ago, and she is an amazing comedian. Very quick shout out for a theatre performance, To Kill a Mockingbird. It's on tour at the moment. It's on tour next year. If you get a chance to go and see Aaron Sorkin's adaptation of To Kill a Mockingbird, please go. It's incredible.
I hope he's in the wings every night making sure they get the words right.
The West Wings, yes. All right, we have a bit of festive quizziness for you, which Andy is going to host. Over to Andy.
Thank you. It's quiz-ish, quiz adjacent. It's the 12 films of Christmas, because we have limited time over the Christmas period. We have lots of things to eat, and we can't always be watching films. So you have to pick the best ones. So what I've got here is just a higher or lower style quiz. I'm going to give you a bunch of Christmas films, and you're going to have to tell me whether the IMDb, that's Internet Movie Database, score out of 10 is higher or lower compared to the previous film.
Okay.
Just so that our listeners can understand which films are worth watching and which very much are not. So I'm going to start you off with Jingle All the Way with Arnold.
Oh.
which has a measly score of 5.8.
No,
on
that's
IMDb.
5 too
Higher than
few.
I was expecting.
Can you believe
That's
it?
5.8 too high.
But I would like you all amongst yourselves to tell me, does Love Actually have a higher or lower score than 5.8?
Almost
Ooh,
that higher.
because
It will be higher.
there's
I
a lot
think.
of people who love Love
Yeah.
Actually, and there's a lot of people who really do not like Love Actually.
People hate it mainly because other people love it. It's one of those things.
No, it's because it's a terrible movie.
I think the people who love it love
Yeah.
it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Their voices might be louder than the
Mhm.
haters.
higher than a 5.8.
Can we have a separate score for the Alan Rickman, Emma Thompson story, which is the only good bit of the film?
Yeah, I think Love Actually is higher.
I think higher.
Higher, yeah.
Yeah, you're right. It's at 7.5, which
Mhm.
is surprisingly high considering the opinion I have developed for the film, despite never seeing it. Just absorbed from the
Judith
people
hates
around
it.
me. Well, The Nightmare Before Christmas, higher or lower than Love Actually 7.5?
That's
Higher.
gotta be
I think
higher.
higher.
It's a great film.
It's
Mm.
also, you've got to think, sort of slightly nerdy on the voting through
Yeah.
IMDb, and that places it higher.
There's- And it's not just got the Christmas fans. People will
The
watch it at
Halloween
Halloween
fans.
as well.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Being at Disneyland in October
Yeah.
last year, all the merch was Nightmare Before Christmas,
Mm.
and that's 30 years on.
Yeah.
It's got its fans. That's not going to be lower than
Tim
7.5.
Burton's got his cult.
Could we have a shout out to Henry Selick, please, who actually directed the film?
No.
Did he have his name before the title by contractual agreement?
No.
No, he just did the work.
Yeah, higher.
Yeah, it's higher. It's 7.9.
Oh,
I thought it'd
that's
be
lower
higher
than
than
I
that.
thought.
Very high. Is that higher or lower than Home Alone?
The first one.
Yep.
Mm.
No,
Which
Home Alone
should be
3.
a 0, really.
Lower.
Home Alone.
Lower.
I know
I
Dan
hate
particularly
it.
hates Home Alone.
I hate it with a vengeance.
No, that was the third one.
I loved it as a kid. And it does get put on all these cinema showings, everything around Christmas. I think it's going to be lower than a 7.9, but probably higher than we think.
I'm too biased to be
Okay.
able to
I'm
judge.
going lower.
Lower.
It's probably a 6 or something.
Well, it is lower, but only a little bit lower. 7.7.
Oh, okay.
From a film about a cuddly innocent child victimizing some people to a film about Tim Allen murdering Santa. The Santa Claus
Oh, that's a-
murders
Lower.
Santa to gain
Lower.
his powers, is my
I
understanding. of
have
the film.
seen it.
Yeah,
It's quite forgettable,
Yeah.
it's probably
I
going to be
saw
that. It's
it in
one of
the
my sister's
cinema.
favourites.
is it?
It is.
I mean, they made a lot of them. They made sequels. Was a
3, I
TV.
think.
There was a TV series, I think, at one point.
Martin Short played Jack Frost, I think, in one of them.
But lower, I would
I
say.
think
Lower.
lower than
I
a
think it's gotta be
7.9
lower.
or 7.7.
It's not a Christmas classic. It's not really remembered, is it?
Mm.
Apart from Dan's sister.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're correct. It's 6.6.
Hey.
I think there should be a horror sequel to The Santa Claus where a killer is stalking Tim Allen, thinking that he's Santa Claus, and thinking that if he kills him, he can gain the powers of Santa to rule the
Ooh.
world.
And get all the extra presents.
Yeah.
So, from The Santa Claus with 6.6, we go to Last Christmas, the one with Emilia Clarke
Oh.
on Netflix, where it's based off
yes.
a line from a Wham song.
Yes, we watched this last
How
week.
low can you go?
Really?
I remember we watched the trailer and that's not going to be the twist, is it? And it was.
What did you think, Dan?
Oh, it's not very good.
Oh, okay.
It's not good at all. Emilia Clarke and Henry Golding are quite charming
Mhm.
together. Like, they've got a lot of charisma and chemistry, but the film around them is not good at all. It's
Was Emma
really-
Thompson not quite good in it?
Emma Thompson co-wrote it.
Bitch, oh, fucking hell.
But she's doing a Yugoslavian accent
Yes.
and kind of doing overprotective mother. She's kind of gone a little bit into OTT Nanny McPhee character comedy mode. It is not her best performance, I would say.
I offered to donate my heart to somebody, despite knowing it would result in my death, because it meant I would not have to watch the end of that film. Oh, it's awful.
Two
So
very,
lower.
very likable performances at the centre of it, but everything around it is not. It's not good.
Yeah.
So we're going to go
I
down.
Down.
cannot imagine it being higher.
It got shit on by everybody, didn't it? I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, lower.
It is down, but it's down by 0.1. 6.5.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think
The
we can
Last
see the
Christmas.
problems in IMDb's scoring systems here.
Yeah, well, we may see further problems because the next one is at higher or lower than Last Christmas 6.5. Hot Frosty. Allow me to explain. 2024 Netflix film in which a lonely widow uses magic to bring a snowman to life in the form of a muscular, shirtless gentleman.
Now that is going to have its staunch supporters.
Yeah, this is also a plot point in the Naked Gun film, isn't it?
It is.
Weirdly. Higher.
Mm.
I'm sure Louise watched that. I remember it being on the TV.
Does that make it higher?
Who plays Hot Frosty?
Morgan Freeman. I
Oh,
don't
wow.
know. I've not seen it.
Does it melt? Like, is it like the end of the snowman? Like she wakes up and there's just a puddle in the bed next to her. She had a particularly good night.
She was walking in the air, you could say.
Sorry. Hot Frosty is higher.
Do you think?
Yeah.
I think lower.
I think lower.
It deserves to be lower. But it's whether or not people are passionate enough about it to
Yeah.
vote it down.
I think higher because the people who have seen it
Well,
We're stupid
Yeah.
enough to
will
vote for
like
So-
it. So we're on a deadlock,
We're
which means it must be
stalemate.
the same.
Okay.
It's lower.
oh,
Hey.
Hot Frosty is a mere 5.3, which makes it worse than Jingle All the Way. We move on from Hot Frosty to Santa Claus. This is specifically a 1959 Mexican film in which Santa teams up with Merlin, the wizard of Arthurian legend, to stop Satan from spoiling Christmas.
That sounds great.
Higher or lower
Higher.
than 5.3?
Higher.
So hang on, Satan and Santa in one movie. That must
it's a
be confusing.
dyslexic's nightmare.
Read the script.
This was a Christmas film last year with Jack Black,
There was Satan Claus, wasn't there? Something like
and
that.
the kid accidentally misspells it, and Satan gets the letter, and he's played by Jack Black.
That is
Or
a
did
thing
you
of
mention
it,
it?
yeah.
Yes, no, it is.
It was a scene in Wellington Paranormal as well, where there's a mall Santa who turns out to be a demon because he got summoned accidentally. I don't know, but Merlin, that sounds great. Are there
Yeah.
any luchadors in it?
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, that's
Higher?
It's not too late
That's at
to
least
leave
a
him Hazel
9.8.
before you have to.
Higher or lower than Hot Frosty's 5.3?
Higher.
Go higher.
substantially higher.
Oh, I'm going to go higher.
Higher? Wrong.
Oh.
2.8.
I want to see it more now.
Well, hold your horses because next we have The Nuttiest Nutcracker. This is a 1999 animated film which tells the story of the Tchaikovsky ballet via the medium of cartoon vegetables, voiced by, amongst others, Jim Belushi and Cheech Marin.
Oh, I've seen this. No, I haven't.
There is a thing about isn't there not an American TV series where it's parables of Christianity with vegetables?
Yeah.
Yeah, VeggieTales.
Yeah, so is this a VeggieTales thing?
I have no idea. I refuse to look into it any further.
Well, if it's the Nutcracker, that's not biblical, is it?
No.
It's sort of toys and sugar plum fairies and snowflakes and things like that.
I will go higher.
Higher
Higher.
than 2.8?
It's quite hard to get lower than 2.8.
I don't know. I think it might be. I'm going to hedge my bet and go lower.
Mm.
Don't agree with me. I'll be in the minority. It's fine, but
I'll go
I'm going to go
with
lower
you.
as well.
I
Actually,
think-
yeah.
Yeah, I think
Gosh, like
I'm-
12 Angry
Andy
Men.
Yes.
Well, they had to watch the movie, that's why.
Yeah, no,
12 easily led nerds.
Andy might have put this in there as oh, it's obviously going to be higher than 2.8, but no, not how his mind works. Yeah, I'll go lower as well.
It's higher.
Oh, fuck.
oh,
It's a 3.8, but it's higher.
Sorry, everyone.
I didn't put Bikini Bloodbath Christmas in, but that's slightly higher than the Nuttiest Nutcracker at 4. But from there we go up to, or do we go up? Who knows?
Oh, what a giveaway.
The Muppet Christmas Carol.
Woohoo!
Is that
higher than a 3.8? Do you think?
What do you reckon?
Lower.
You don't
Scrooge.
like the Muppet Christmas
Of course
Carol?
I do. Even I can't be that much of a monster.
We did actually believe
Once
for
a year,
moment you
John
might
is
not.
visited by 3 movie ghosts who allow him to enjoy a lovely, heartwarming Christmas movie.
I've said this on the podcast before. Michael Caine deserved an Oscar for that film.
Yeah.
So higher.
So did Kermit.
If there's not a high 9, I am done with this world.
Well, don't say anything rash. I mean, it should be. It's absolutely incredible, but it's only a 7.8.
Wow.
Which puts it just below The Nightmare Before Christmas, but just above Home Alone. So make it that as you will. From there, we go to
Jesus for these Mises.
The Muppet Christmas Carol 7.8. Die Hard, higher or lower?
Ooh.
So you'd
For the
think
Muppet
you'd think
Christmas
straight
Carol.
away it would be higher,
Yeah.
but a lot of these ones that we thought were really high,
No, I'm going
they've only
higher.
been around the 7 mark, haven't they?
Without doubt, higher.
Did we see the BBFC did a poll and the majority of the public decided it is not a Christmas movie?
I am so bored with that
Yeah.
argument.
Oh, God.
Clearly it is, but
Yeah, I think it'll be an 8.
Surely it's
something.
got to be higher.
higher.
Yeah.
8 point something.
8.2. It is
Okay.
higher. And we move on now to the very last one. Die Hard's 8.2 versus It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh, even higher. And it's held so fondly in American
It's
hearts.
so beloved. Although there was a campaign against it when it came out by John and also the US government, because it was seen as anti-greed and anti-banking, and it was seen as like, a communist movement.
Arguably, this was slightly before the Internet Movie Database ranking system was
Arguably.
established.
Yes.
And it's the
It was a flop when it got
terrible,
released.
terrible film.
You're a terrible, terrible person.
Do we think that the IMDb score is higher? And also, do we think that it should be higher or lower?
I think it's higher.
I think it will be higher.
Nobody would review Bum.
I would still choose to watch Die Hard over.
Oh, okay.
It's a
Apart from John.
surprising amount of free
Yeah.
time.
Every time you vote at 0, an angel loses its wings.
There is a
That's a
film
plus.
coming out next year about the life of Jimmy Stewart and his life in the war and everything. And this was the first film that he did post-war. The actor looks nothing like him, but the voice is 100% bang on. I'm really looking forward to that.
Back in the 80s, somebody tried to release a version where they'd overdubbed it, so George was just high on cocaine throughout the entire film. And they redubbed the entire film, because obviously there's quite mannequin bits of it, so it worked really well. It turned out they thought they had the rights to it, but then Ted Turner stepped in and said, no, you are not releasing this.
That's how it grew in popularity, because it was on TV constantly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We agreed on higher?
Higher should be lower.
Yeah, I would go with that as well.
It does. It's 8.6, and this is correct. It is the best Christmas film.
Really?
Possibly The Holdovers as well. It is better than Die Hard, though.
What? No.
Yep. Yes, it is.
There aren't nearly enough explosions.
My quiz. Yes, it is.
Well, no, where's Silent Night, Deadly Night? In that list?
5.4.
5.4.
Mm-hmm.
That's a, yeah.
So was that the highest rated Christmas film? Were there any above an 8 point?
I didn't look exhaustively, but of the ones I looked at, yes, that's the highest rated one. And justifiably so, because it's incredible. And no one has to celebrate a cop being able to shoot someone again. Yay! Die Hard is excellent, but is problematic. Jesus
Only
Christ.
you can find that with Die Hard.
Whoa, no, I don't think so. There's a whole
Look,
storyline
he killed
about a
the
guy
kid
that-
accidentally. It's fine.
I shot a kid. I just can't draw my gun on anyone again. And at the end, hooray, he can kill again. Woo!
The best Christmas film tagline of all time, and I can't remember, I think it's the original Silent Night, Deadly Night, or it might be Black Christmas, but the best Christmas tagline of all time was, he knows if you've been naughty or nice, and he's got an axe.
All right, that is all for this special end-of-year episode of the Nerdfest podcast. Thank you so much for listening. I don't know how soon we'll be back.
Don't hold your breath.
Hopefully it won't be another 10 months. But yes, thank you for continuing to support us, and we hope you have a wonderful Christmas break as well. I don't know if this has been released in Christmas, but if so, have a wonderful... if this time of year is hard and it just sucks, I hope this podcast gives you a little bit of light and some recommendations on what to watch. I am going home with a full list of things to watch, which is great. So until next time, whenever that shall be, you've been listening to...
A man who managed to get 9 recommendations in his top 3.
A man who forgot we did this bit at the end. It's been so long I'm out of practice.
A man who's trying to think of another TV series that has a mega corporation in it.
A man who's glad that there were no political controversies this year.
And a woman who, when she said back in February that we'd be back in 2 weeks' time, genuinely meant it. We'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Happy Christmas!
2026.